Hi everyone, this is Paul Lang with Disciplined Trading Strategies in this week's Trade of the Week video. This is for the week ending 10/4 of 2020. The stock was MU. This was the day it gapped down on Wednesday the 30th. The strategy was based on a tier 2 gap with an entry on a 1-minute secondary sign of weakness. Management simple, reward to risk 1.7 to 1. Coming up this week at DTS, there'll be Monday night, the free biweekly scanning night, as we do every other week, like the biweekly name implies. October 5th, you will get an invite automatically if you are a DTS member. If you're not, hop on over to the DTS website and join to be a member for free. This is the daily chart for MU. This was not the best trade this week, but it was kind of more of a classic pattern. I like the best trade was actually kind of a fluke. But the strategy here is based on a tier 2 gap. MU did earnings, I believe, this day. It doesn't really matter. But the daily chart here is going to have a gapping down to right about there. It was not a perfect gap. I spent some time going over the room. A whole lot of things on this chart that gave me the impression this would be a big sell-off this day. There's some obvious things. There are also some subtle things. But I felt this was worth treating like a tier 1 gap, meaning a very aggressive early entry. Here is that's what it looked like after the day of the trade. Obviously, it did have a big red bar this day. The 60-minute chart gives you a little better view of exactly how it played out there. We gapped underneath that 60-minute area right there. We did not clear anything on the daily chart per se, but cleaned a nice 60-minute area after a bullish day. The prior day, we're going to open right in there, fall hard pretty much all day. There wasn't much of a pause there at all. The 5-minute chart will give you a little better view of exactly what happened. We open right there. Got my entry about 3-4 minutes into the day. It's going to be inside of that first 5-minute bar. You'll see a little better concept of the entry on the next chart where we get into more detail on the 1-minute chart. But entry was 48.62, stop over 49.30, and the trade fell, as you can see, pretty hard immediately. This is why you have to be careful how you classify these gaps, because if you don't make the effort to get in on some of these, you just don't get in. You can see it actually made the low for almost the entire day, that first 30 minutes of trading in there. I took a target here on that first drop. It was a little below the low for the morning, but then target 2 was a nice target down there at the afternoon low, and target 3 was into the close on the low basically. So some good target taking overall. There's the 3 targets, there's the entry. And on the 1-minute chart here, you're going to see a little better detail on the entry right in there. I'm not terribly proud of this entry. It was bouncing back and forth a lot. I like to get in earlier on these when I can. I didn't get in until that little weakness under that green bar right in there at 48.62. So it was a pretty good entry. Could have been a little bit better. And you can see the target 1 was on there, but the rest of the targets are off the chart to the right as they were taken later in the day. Classic gap type strategy. I don't do a lot of gaps early, but there are some gaps in the daily routine that we do. Look at several different things, and occasionally a gap provides the best type of concept when it's a nice gap like that. If you like this, come join us in the DTS trading room. You can hop over to the DTS website, go to the services page, and you can figure out how you can join us if you'd like. Until next time, this is Paul for DTS. Good trading, everybody.